Good morning. Thanks for joining me back on my channel. If you're here with me again, that means you must have enjoyed something. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Uh, I'm actually going to talk about what a doll is to me. And even though I'm sharing my opinion, it would be a little bit easier if I just say it. No, I'll try to say it from my point of view as if it's an opinion, but this is a very strong opinion that I have. And while I do that, I'm going to be changing Sayuri, my smart doll here. I chose her for this video because there's a good friend of mine uh, who actually really likes seeing her and likes when I post pictures and stuff of her. So I thought it would be really cool if I could do a changing video so that that person can actually see how I go about changing my smart doll. So I'm just going to start. So first of all, well, before I get to talking, I'm going to take her head off. Excuse me. Pardon me, Sayuri. Come on. Oh, wow. Today she's... Okay. Usually her head is not that hard to come off, so I take it as she was just not really wanting to change about this outfit. Yeah, that's how I take that. I don't think she really wanted to change out of this outfit. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to go wash my hands real good. All right, and we're back. So with the smart doll, they're vinyl. Especially her being cocoa complexion can really pick up shiny spots of oil from the hands. So it's really good to wash your hands first, which I knew. I just was so excited to record this video because another friend of mine said something that really further sparked an idea that I already had for this video. He actually said something like that his companion doll is his mirror. And that is true for dolls in general. When you have a doll, they are not only a reflection of you and who you are and your thoughts, and they are also a vessel, a vessel that harbors and holds the energy that's put into them, the energy that's around them. All right, so we're gonna go up and over. It can be a little tricky dressing and undressing a smart doll. Excuse me, there's gonna be some dolly nudity here. So yes. A doll is a vessel to where energy that is put into them and around them harbors, okay? Lives, is contained. Okay. But that doesn't just go for dolls. That goes for stuffed animals as well. I personally believe anything that's shaped like something specific can do that. All objects can harbor energy, but there's something about something that's humanoid shaped. And I don't like to call it something because Sayuri here, she's not a something to me. She's a someone to me. She's already gotten the energy that's going to be particular energy that decided to take up residence within her. It's already there. I'm having, you know what? I never have this much trouble undressing her. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's because she's not wanting to come about this outfit. She liked what she was wearing. So, yeah, she's probably a little ticked at me for changing her. But I thought it would be nice. So, yeah. And this touches on a metaphysical sense as well. If you know anything about metaphysics and how energy works and moves, it's very well supported. You know, when you have a vessel, so that means when you're caring for a doll or you own a doll, the way that you take care of that doll, the way that you dress that doll, everything that you do, it means something. It's not just for nothing. You know, little dust. It's been a while since she's had a nice good cleaning. So after this, I might actually just do that. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to start with, because okay, so dressing her while trying to talk was a little bit more challenging than I originally anticipated. So we're going to put her bust back on. And if you have a smart doll or you know anything about smart dolls, this is the upgraded bust size. I felt like it looked a little bit better with her height. I'm going to do this tough part before I start talking again. Here we go. I just heard my kitten meow outside the door. She wants to be in here, but if I let her in here, she will not leave me alone. She loves me to death. So the fact that a doll is such a vessel like that, and you know, especially when you're constantly interacting with them and touching them and having thoughts and different things like that while you're interacting with them, puts a bit of responsibility on the doll owner. I mean, people have said they've been around certain dolls and gotten like a creepy sensation or a creepy vibe. Sometimes those vibes are not necessarily anything malicious. It might just be that energy that a person is sensing, and they're not used to sensing that type of energy coming from a doll because they're not into dolls. You know, they might not be a doll person, so that might be completely different for them, and they're like, oh my goodness, this doll's weird. And it's like, no, the doll's not weird. The doll was just closely owned by someone who put a lot of energy into it, or who, you know, collected dolls. But that puts responsibility on the doll owner to treat their dolls well, because if not, you run that risk of a doll collecting negative energy, and that's not what you want. You don't want your doll to attract negative energy or negative entities into its vessel. You don't want that to happen. But that's the same for human beings as well, because even though we have a soul in our bodies, we have blood and all these different vessels and all that, we are still capable of picking up negative energies and negative entities. It's the same concept. So to think that a humanoid shaped being, or a doll, I'm just going to use that term, doll. Look at these pants. Come on. Like, you can't beat that. I'm doing a little fall look for her. You can't beat these pants. You know, when you think about it that way, that's why one thing I really love about dolls, and seeing, like, I get a lot of joy of seeing other people with their dolls and handling them and hanging out with them or just talking about them, because I get to see so much of that person's true soul reflected in their doll. Okay? And if you don't believe me, just take the time to just really look around at any of your friends who collect dolls and things like that. Their style might be one way. You know, you might look at them, they might be dressed one way or they might behave one way. But when you look at their doll, their true soul, or how they take photos of their dolls and how they care for them, it really comes out parts of their soul that you may never see. Because, like my friend was saying, a doll is a mirror. It does reflect who you are, whether you want it to or not. If a doll's in terrible condition, then, you know, that reflects on the negligence of the owner. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they don't understand or know something. There's just various things. And like I said, none of it's to judge a person based on the condition of their doll at all, or based on the price of their doll or anything like that. That's not what that's about. It's about just seeing the beauty of someone being different, you know. But I do recommend that anyone who has a humanoid doll that is especially above a certain size or super detailed should really consider putting care. Wait, did I? Oh, she's over here looking at me like, what is wrong with you? She's watching me put her shoes on. I'm so sorry, Sayuri. She's like, you know better than this. She's like, I didn't even want to wear this outfit, first of all. I liked what I had on. I will say this doll right here has the most sassiest personality, and it has nothing to do with her being a fashion doll at all. It's just her personality. Her name is Majesty. She is the Majesty Coco from the Smart Doll line. And I did not give her that persona. It just came through on its own when she arrived. That she's not down for the games and the nonsense. And there we go. Need to get her hair on right. And there we got her dressed. I'm gonna switch. I've got a bag of hands here. So we're gonna switch her hands up. And maybe, if she's in the mood, she can give a little wave to our friend who enjoys seeing her. And then she's got her little bracelet here with the S for Sayuri for her name. I made this for her like well over a year ago. Let's see. Gotta get the right one, the correct one. And then for this one, we'll just do. We'll keep it simple. Or we could do this one here. Because she could probably hold. She can hold that hairbrush. See that? She can actually hold that hairbrush. All right, so there she goes. She's all dressed. She's got her fall bag. And she's done. So I'm going to continue this conversation. But, you know, I feel like as a doll owner, it's really important how you conduct yourself with your doll. That means to me that just because you feel that this inanimate object belongs to you, it's your property, that you can treat it any way you want, does not sit well with me, because that energy you're putting out into that doll, you're creating a vessel that's holding that type of mentality that you belong to me, I can do whatever you want, I can treat you any way I want. I forget what book I read this in, because I have a number of books, but it was something in a Buddhist book that I read, one of the Buddhism books I read, or it might be one of the Hindu books I read. I forget, but it said something along the lines of how you treat, I wonder how, I'm trying to think of how it was worded. I'm going to just rephrase it entirely. Basically, the way that we treat objects and the way that we treat people go hand in hand, okay? So you can't be destructive to an object and not carry around a destructive mentality or attitude to some degree. Because most people who are really compassionate, you know, they have compassion in their heart, or they, you know, they don't have to have a whole lot of compassion for people and just be out there in the world, because there's some people that really don't want to be bothered, which I completely understand because I'm a loner type myself. But they have a sense of compassion in their hearts. Those type of people don't generally go around damaging objects. They're not, you know, out there taking dolls and ripping them apart, or, you know, they're not being destructive. I happen to believe that the destructive energy you put out into a doll, if you were to do that, in some sense, you're putting out into the world. So a doll owner has the unique, I would say a doll lover even, has the unique ability to manifest love. And you can actually manifest so much with dolls. You can do so much. Like and if you believe in this type of thing about magic, the metaphysics, using energy, being able to move and harness energy, okay? Because even thought is energy, words is energy, emotions is energy. All these things are energy. If you believe, like I believe, that you can actually move that energy, you can actually collect it, you can actually attract or repel energies, okay? That a doll can actually become a manifestation or carry a manifestation of love, compassion, peace, whatever you put into it, protection, okay? And these type of things have been done for thousands of years. People have made dolls for so many different things for thousands of years, from funerary rites to protection to curses. People have heard of voodoo dolls, and even a voodoo doll could be made for various things like healing, okay? So yes, a person can obtain a doll like Sayuri and put that healing mentality and energy into that doll. And when they're sick, almost guarantee that that person can be able to access those healing energies and qualities that they have put into that doll, that doll is constantly attracting. I also believe that is how dolls obtain their personalities. And I do air quotes for people who don't believe, because I personally believe, yes. But there's people out there who are like, this is an object, it's a doll. It doesn't have a personality, it doesn't have anything, it doesn't have a soul. Energy moves in a different way, and it's alive and it's active. Okay? So you may see an object that does not move, but that doesn't mean that on a cellular level, on a molecular level, that it's not moving. For example, a human being can look the same, but all their cells in their body has regenerated after a certain amount of time. So after 7 years, you're technically a totally different person. After a year or two, you're technically a totally different person. If you want to come down to it, let's say you change your diet. You go vegetarian for 2 years. Your body on a molecular level has changed, okay? That's the same thing with anything, any other object. The vibrations, the on an atomic level, the vibrations put into that. If I constantly yell at this hairbrush and tell it that it's a piece of crap and toss it across the room, I am putting that type of energy into this object on a molecular, cellular level. Like, you know what I mean? On an atomic, I guess you could say, not cellular, atomic, atoms. Vibrations. Everything has vibrations. So a person who owns a doll, any kind, be that a reborn, a companion doll, love doll, sex doll, whatever you want to call it, a smart doll, the love and compassion that you're putting into that doll will come back to you. It's a reflection of your soul. And it's very rewarding. It is rewarding. When I walk into, I have in the other room, I have a place where I have all my dolls on display. And when I walk into that room, and I know this isn't all in my head because I've had others come into the room and say the exact same thing. The energy is instantly different. Why? 2 reasons. 1, not too many people go in that room. There's not a lot of activity going in there. Therefore, there's not a lot of mixing of a lot of energies and stuff. The second reason is because I have dolls in there who I've put love and compassion and care and kindness into. So when you walk into that room, everyone who comes in there instantly feels a sense of comfort and peace. They want to sit down and hold one of them. It makes you want to sit down and just relax with one of them. The only type of person that wouldn't even be able to get that experience out of it is someone who instantly does not like dolls or is instantly frightened or repelled by dolls. If a person like that walks in there, their mental state gets in the way. But someone who can take their time and really feel the energy, or someone who's sensitive to that energy, will say, wow, you must have put a lot of love and care and respect into your dolls, because I feel that energy in this room. So basically, I kind of went on a tangent there, because it's such a serious, and I'm at 20 minutes. it's such a serious thing to me that people, you know, show respect to not only dolls, but the objects around them in their home, in their life, and not try to think of something as just meaningless and it's yours and you can do whatever you want with it. Because I truly believe that if you put the love and care that you put into people, into objects as well, and I'm not saying to hold objects above people, I'm not saying that. I'm saying spread that compassion to all that you interact with, into your clothing, okay? Don't take your shirts and yank them around and tear them up and toss them in a corner and be ungrateful about it, okay? Everything that you do, everyone that you talk to, every doll that you own, try to treat them with compassion and respect. If that person wants to be disrespectful to you, get away from them. But don't keep interacting with them and conjuring that energy, because those energies can create, in my opinion and my belief, an entity, okay? That's how they come into being. A malicious entity has been born now because you're going back and forth and, you know, stirring that negative pot with somebody else. And then you wonder what you're carrying on your back and your shoulders, you know? If you have a doll, you own a doll, just experiment. If you haven't done it yet, experiment. Experiment with talking to them, treating them with love and respect and compassion in everything you do, when you dress them, when you interact with them. And I promise you that you will reap the rewards of that on a spiritual level. All right, well, that's it. Sayuri, she's probably tired of me talking because she's already ticked that I changed her clothes in the first place. I will be around another day for another video on another topic. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.